This is the world news on a premium talk radio today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Amaka Felix. Good evening. Let's begin with the headlines. Senate committee raises alarm over missing firearms. House of Reps directs NCC minister to suspend telecom tariff hike. Governor Fubara swears in new Surveyor General. And on the foreign scene, UK and US refuse to sign international AI declaration. Details in a moment. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says the lawmakers will receive the report on the 54.2 trillion naira 2025 budget estimates this week for possible passage. Speaking during plenary, Akpabio gave the assurance that the Senate Committee on Appropriations is expected to present the report on Wednesday or Thursday. He disclosed this while addressing lawmakers after a debate on a bill seeking to establish a Federal University of Agriculture in Abak, Akwa Ibom State. Akpabio stressed the urgency of finalizing work on the 2025 budget, noting that some senators were absent from the chamber to put the finishing touches on the appropriation bill. Meanwhile, the Senate Public Accounts Committee has raised serious concerns over multiple issues related to the Nigerian police force, including financial irregularities and missing firearms. During a review of the Auditor General's report, lawmakers were informed of 8 infractions recorded against the police, including contract irregularities totaling 1.36 billion naira, as well as the disappearance of over 3,900 firearms, including AK-47 rifles, which are feared to be at large in the hands of criminal elements. The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Budget, Abdul Suleiman, assured lawmakers that the police had responded to the audit queries appropriately. However, tensions arose when some lawmakers disagreed on how to proceed. The situation escalated when Senator Abdul Ningi called for an executive session to discuss the matter privately and later stormed out of the meeting. In spite of this, the committee chairman insisted that the AIG disclose the whereabouts of the missing firearms, arguing that the issue is of national importance. In response, the AIG pleaded for discretion, stating that discussions on police firepower should not be made public. The House of Representatives has directed the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, and the Nigerian Communications Commission's NCC to suspend the impending hike in telecommunications tariffs until services are improved. The decision of the House was sequel to the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance moved at the plenary by Oforji Oboku. The lawmaker stressed that the argument of the telecommunications companies for the hike includes the cost of investment, better networks, increasing demand for digital services across sectors such as education, banking and healthcare, amongst others. Oboku recalled that telecommunications companies had been advocating for the hike for the last 11 years, according to the Association of Licensed Telecom Operators of Nigeria, ALTEN, and the Association of Telecommunication Companies of Nigeria, ATCON. The lawmaker noted that the National Association of Telecoms Subscribers has rejected the proposed increase in tariffs, describing it as insensitive and a further burden on consumers already grappling with economic hardship and poor network service delivery. Nigeria has been ranked 140th position out of 180 countries in the world on the 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index, according to a report by Transparency International. The TI's latest ranking released sees Nigeria move up 5 spots when compared with 2023's report and 10 spots as against 2022's report. Denmark emerged as the least corrupt country with 90 points, with fellow Nordic country Finland coming in second with 88 points and Singapore in third with 84 points. However, countries that made the most corrupt list in the world were South Sudan, Somalia, and Venezuela. No African country made the top 10 as it was dominated by European countries. The People's Democratic Party has suspended the Board of Trustees BOT chairman of the party, Adolphus Mwabara. Mwabara was suspended by the State Working Committee of the party in Abia State. The decision, according to a party source, was taken during a meeting presided over by the state chairman, Abraham Ama. This is believed to be a continuation of the power play between loyalists of the FCT minister Nyesom Wike and the PDP former presidential candidates Atiku Abubakar. Meanwhile, the acting chairman of the People's Democratic Party, River State Chapter, Robinson Nname Ewo, has reassured the people of River State that Governor Siminalayi Fubara remains committed to governance despite the ongoing political crisis in the state. Speaking in an interview with Today FM's Sandra Kenneth, Nname Ewo dismissed the efforts of opposing parties as mere distractions, stating that their attempts to hinder progress have failed. The PDP acting chairman emphasized that the PDP-led administration is solely focused on delivering the true dividends of democracy, adding that the court's recent ruling was not in favor of any particular party, but a reinforcement of justice.
For a fact, no judgment. The Supreme Court did not give any judgment yesterday. What happened was Fubara withdrew his appeal. Because the appeal itself, the issue surrounding the appeal has been overtaken by events. 2024 is gone. We are in 2025, executing the 2025 budget. 2025 is gone. So there's no point pursuing any matter in respect of 2024. That was what happened. The Supreme Court merely dismissed the withdrawal of Fubara.
Nname Ewo further urged the Martin Amehule-led faction of the River State House of Assembly and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to exercise patience until 2027, insisting that their attempts to derail governance and disrupt people-oriented policies in River State will continue to fail.
If you tell him to come back from the Wonderland, now he won't even come back. Let him remain there until 2027 when we are due for election. People should continue to have faith like they have in the governor. The governor is delivering on infrastructure. He's also providing security. He's promoting civil servants. They should continue to have faith. The particular issue that Sim withdrew, Sim went to Supreme Court. The other issues are still before the Supreme Court. They have had all yesterday, and they have reserved judgment for a later date that they will communicate to all the parties.
River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has expressed confidence that nothing can stand in the way of his victory in the 2027 governorship election if he decides to seek a second term. Governor Fubara made the remark while receiving a delegation of traditional rulers and leaders from the 3 local government areas that make up the Kalabari ethnic nationality in River State. The delegation endorsed the governor for re-election, praising his leadership qualities and dedication to infrastructural development, particularly the 200 billion naira Trans-Kalabari Road project, which is currently under construction. In response, Governor Fubara reiterated that his administration remains committed to delivering tangible progress for the people of River State, emphasizing that impact and service matter more than the length of time spent in office. Meanwhile, Governor Siminalayi Fubara says there are memoirs before him to bring back all the campuses of the River State University back to the main campus in Port Harcourt. Governor Fubara, who revealed this when he received a delegation of Kalabari traditional rulers at the government house, criticized his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, for creating different campuses of the university. According to Governor Fubara, the campuses spread across the state do not have a sustainable plan. He assures the Kalabari traditional rulers that he would work on their request to establish a higher institution in their area, focused on a specialized discipline and in synergy with the federal government.
Let us not be like those people who created campuses, could not be sustained. And as of today, there is a big memo requesting that all those campuses should be consolidated back to the university. So we're not going to do our own that way. We're going to study it. Whatever we're going to bring there should be something that will sustain itself. We're going to further institution. We'll have to get something that we know when we lay the foundation on its own, it will survive. So I can assure you, I'll work on it, see what we can bring to that place. That while the government is supporting, it will also get federal attention. So it has to be something that is specialized.
Governor Fubara also promised the Kalabari people shore protection and land reclamation in their area and announced that the government would initiate the rehabilitation of Abonima General Hospital as requested by the people.
The health situation within that axis is very poor. If you could do something about it. And I already directed the Commissioner for Health to do something immediately. Issues of shore protection is a normal problem with us who visit them. We don't even have the land. The only way we can expand where we reclaim land from our rivers and all those swamps, we know it. We just finished the first one that we did in Abonima. We're going to start the phase 2.
In other news, River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has sworn in Peter Ogolo as the new Surveyor General and Permanent Secretary of the Survey Department at Government House in Port Harcourt. Speaking during the swearing-in ceremony, Governor Fubara urged Ogolo to work with professionalism, diligence, and integrity in the delivery of his duties. In a statement signed by his Chief Press Secretary Nelson Chukwudi, Governor Fubara described Ogolo as a long-serving public officer who ranks high among his peers and has contributed enormously to the establishment of most development roadmaps for the state, stressing that his appointment was based purely on merit. He advised the new Surveyor General to serve the state selflessly and honestly with abiding integrity so that posterity will remember his legacies forever. You're listening to the World News on Today95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. So stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. The Petroleum Product Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, has attributed the recent increase in petrol truck crashes to 3 primary factors: driver negligence, deteriorating road conditions, and faulty petrol trucks. Speaking in an interview with Today FM's Ifunanya Obeme Ndukwe, Petron State Chairman Francis Dingpa clarified that the fire incidents are caused by petrol spills igniting rather than by explosions or substandard petrol, as some social media users have suggested. He explained that when petrol spills occur, the heat from the roads combined with public attempts to collect the spilled petrol can ignite fires, stressing that all stakeholders must play their part in preventing these dangerous incidents.
So we are not thinking it's explosion per se. It's accident causing spills that ignite fire. And so the issue is why this regular tanker falling here and there. That is what we think the issue is, so that we can tackle it together as a society. To us in Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, the issue about these falling trucks needs all hands in the industry to be on deck. To us, we look at it that the issue is coming from 3 aspects. Either the drivers are not being careful enough, or the roads is not too good enough where they position their truck, or as a result of faulty vehicle.
Dingpa added that Petron is actively sensitizing petrol truck drivers to exercise caution while urging truck owners to ensure that their vehicles are properly maintained and roadworthy. He also called on the public to maintain a safe distance from falling patrol trucks, emphasizing that no amount of salvaged patrol is worth risking human life.
And that is why we are concerned, believing that much sensitization needs to go on. On our own side as Petron, we are telling our members to sensitize their drivers. Drivers are being sensitized to be more careful. Owners of trucks are being sensitized to intensify maintenance of their trucks, to make their trucks more roadworthy. And then, should this kind of thing happen, the masses should know that there is no amount of product they will scoop on the ground that is worth satisfying their life. So the masses need higher sensitization to stay away from a falling truck as much as they can.
In recent times, there have been reports of multiple incidents of loaded patrol trucks falling in various parts of the country, resulting in several casualties. Members of the local vigilante group in Emoha local government area of River State have called for the intervention of the council chairman and the Nigerian police as a means to curb the rising insecurity in communities across the area. The General Commander of the Onelga Security Peace and Advisory Committee, OSPAC, in Emoha, Emeka Wori, in an interview with Today FM, urged the Council Chairman, David Omereji, to provide patrol vehicles and other security equipment to address the security challenges. Wari also called on the council chairman to convene a meeting with the local vigilante groups for a round-table discussion aimed at finding lasting solutions to the insecurity affecting communities in the area. Confirming the recent killing and beheading of a man by suspected cultists in Rumodogo community, Wari stressed that the worsening situation in Obele should be a major concern for stakeholders, urging immediate intervention to restore peace in Emolga.
But what I am saying right now is that I am appealing to the Honorable Chairman of Emoha local government, because this fight, we cannot fight it without mobility. We cannot fight it without assistance from the chairman. Today, I know the former DPO who just left day before yesterday has tried to make sure he creates a beat. And I know the current DPO too, who is now, that is on seat right now, I know he's going to do more better than the other person. What we are asking now is assistance from the police, assistance from the local government chairman. Let us fight these boys. These boys are human beings. They are not devil.
Worry further appealed to the council chairman and residents of neighboring local government areas to assist in apprehending criminal suspects who commit crimes in one LGA and seek refuge in another, as he emphasized that collaboration between local government would significantly reduce criminal activities in Emoha and surrounding areas.
When they went and killed a hunter, they killed the man right in his house. Nothing is done. And the parents of these children who are doing this thing, they are alive. Nobody has gone to air to say, oh, this is what they did. They have killed social person from Rumodogo 1 since that day up to today. I think the chairman of the local government is there. And our boys who are there in that local government, they should try to feature these boys out and give us information so that we'll come down there and pick them. Because this thing is, see, these boys have started regrouping more and more. They are regrouping every day by day. And we want this thing to stop.
Meanwhile, the paramount ruler of Igbo Oluko II, Eze Prince Ike Ehie, the Eze Ehie II, has condemned the alleged shooting of soldiers on legitimate duty by suspected miscreants at Okporowo community. In a statement, Eze Ehie described the attack as an affront and a gross insult to constituted authorities, emphasizing that no civilian has the right to open fire on military officers carrying out their constitutional responsibilities. The monarch, through the head of information and documentation, Oyagiri Chime Emele, urged the government to ensure the perpetrators are apprehended, as he also called on security agencies to exercise professionalism in their response to avoid undue hardship on innocent residents of Olukwo Kingdom, stressing that the community remains peaceful and hospitable. Eze Ehie assured that his kingdom would collaborate with security agencies to curb the illegal proliferation of arms among youths, and warned that moving forward, all community paramount rulers must uphold public interest and prevent security breaches. He said failure to do so could lead to serious consequences, including outright removal from office. The Igbo Olukon monarch extended his sympathies to the military high command, the government, and the affected victims, praying for the quick recovery of the injured. On the foreign scene now, a Swedish woman has been sentenced to 12 years in prison for committing genocide and war crimes against the Yazidi people after she joined jihadist group Islamic State IS in Syria. 52-year-old Lena Ishak was found guilty of holding 3 Yazidi women and 6 Yazidi children as slaves in Raqqa between 2014 and 2016 in September last year. It is the first time IS crimes against the Yazidis, one of Iraq's religious minorities, have been tried in Sweden. Ishak joined IS and moved her family to Syria in 2013. She's already serving jail sentences for taking her 2-year-old son to Syria and failing to prevent IS from using her 12-year-old son as a child soldier. He died in 2017 at the age of 16. Elsewhere, the UK and US have not signed an international agreement on artificial intelligence (AI) at a global summit in Paris. The statement, signed by dozens of countries, including France, China, and India, pledges an open, inclusive, and ethical approach to the technology's development. In a brief statement, the UK government said it had not been able to add its name to it because of concerns about national security and global governance. Earlier, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance told delegates in Paris that too much regulation of artificial intelligence (AI) could kill a transformative industry just as it's taken off. Vance told world leaders that AI was an opportunity that the Trump administration will not squander and said pro-growth AI policies should be prioritized over safety. He said that this would require regulation which fosters AI development rather than strangle it. To end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. The Senate Committee on Public Accounts has raised an alarm over reports of missing firearms. The House of Representatives has directed the NCC and the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy to suspend the telecom tariff hike. You heard that Governor Siminalayi Fubara has sworn in a new Surveyor General, and on the foreign scene we told you that the UK and the US have refused to sign an international AI declaration. Ifunaya Obeme Ndukwe edited the news. For comments and inquiries, please call us on 0818-389-2850. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Amaka Felix. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
This is a radio message to my baby.
Radio serves as one of the most powerful mediums of communication, as it plays a pivotal role in education, awareness, creation, entertainment, and all that you need from the radio. The radio is a great companion. It's always there. It never lets you down. February 13 is World Radio Day. It was proclaimed in 2011 by the UNESCO General Conference and was first celebrated in 2012. And to celebrate this year's anniversary of World Radio Day, Today FM would love to have some of our listeners come live to talk about radio's impact in their lives. To participate, stay on the dial for more information. Together, let's amplify the impact of radio in bringing about change and unity across the globe.
Can you forgive me? I don't want no tickets.
So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you.
Hey, we love you. not just because of who you are, but for who we have become when we are with you. We love that because we have you, we've never lost the magic that makes us us. We want to give you a treat this Valentine. You stand a chance of winning a Valentine's Day staycation at a fancy hotel for you and your significant other. To participate, make a 1-minute video with your boo. Tell us how you met.
You can send your entries to our WhatsApp number 0701 933 9962. Again, 0701 933 9962. And winners will be announced on Wednesday.
Life is better with you by our side. Happy Valentine's Day.
Say what we want, use what we got before it's all gone. No.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
Red is passion. Pink is for unconditional love. Blue is for loyalty. While black is secretive and mysterious.
Baby, tonight's the night.
Let's talk about love. The passion, the bliss, the betrayal, and everything in between. On Lovey Dovey. Mondays to Thursdays from 11 p.m. Beneath the Night Sky with the Amaka Felix on Today 95.1 FM.
Want to know what's happening? Get latest information in sports, politics, lifestyle, you name it. The frequency of choice. Today 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
We serve you the latest updates on everything. Today 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, Voice of the People. It is time again for a rundown of the foreign news stories that made the headlines on the world today. I am Amaka Felix. In the headlines, UK immigration enforcement arrests over 600 people for working illegally in the country. Teacher stabs 8-year-old to death in South Korea. Details in a bit. Uganda Ministry of Health said the number of confirmed Ebola cases in the country has risen to 9, with one person confirmed dead. In a statement yesterday, the health ministry said that of the other new cases, 7 were being treated in a hospital in the capital, Kampala, and 1 was in a hospital in the eastern city of Mbali, near the Kenyan border. The ministry added that about 8 patients are in a stable condition and 265 contacts of the confirmed cases have been placed under quarantine. Uganda declared an outbreak of the severe, often fatal viral infection late last month. Away from Africa to the rest of the world. A consortium of investors led by Elon Musk offered $97.4 billion to take over OpenAI, according to the maker of ChatGPT. The billionaire's attorney, Mark Toporov, confirmed he submitted the bid for all assets of the tech company to its board yesterday. The offer is the latest twist in a long-standing battle between Musk, the world's richest man and right hand to US President Donald Trump, and OpenAI chief executive Sam Altman over the future of the startup at the center of the AI boom. In response to the bid, Altman posted on Musk's social media platform X that he is unwilling to sell, but offered to buy X for $9.74 billion. OpenAI is widely credited with helping bring artificial intelligence tools into the mainstream and sparking huge investment in the sector. Musk and Altman co-founded the startup in 2015 as a non-profit company, but the relationship has soured since the Tesla and X boss departed the firm in 2018. The U.S. Justice Department has told federal prosecutors to drop their corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. The order came from the acting Deputy Attorney General, appointed by President Donald Trump, who said the indictment had restricted the mayor's ability to address illegal immigration and violent crime in the city. Adams, a Democrat, has recently built a closer relationship with Trump, a Republican, and has told law enforcement to cooperate with the president's immigration raids. But he denies speaking to Trump about his case. The mayor is accused of accepting illegal campaign funds and gifts in exchange for his influence as mayor. He has pleaded not guilty to 5 charges. The UK immigration enforcement teams has made over 600 arrests in January, a 73% increase on the same period a year ago, as part of the new Labour government's plan to tackle undocumented migration and people smuggling gangs. The government statement said the 609 arrests compared to 352 in January 2024 were made during visits to over 800 premises, including nail bars, restaurants, car washes, and convenience stores. On taking office last year, Labour Prime Minister Keir Starmer immediately scrapped his Conservative predecessor Rishi Sunak's plan to deter undocumented migration to the UK by deporting new arrivals to Rwanda. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper said employers had for too long been unable to exploit illegal migrants, and too many people have been able to arrive and work illegally with no enforcement action ever taken. Undocumented migration by people who take small, perilously unsafe boats across the English Channel from northern France to southern England was a major issue at last July's general election, which brought Starmer's Labour Party to power. A teacher has fatally stabbed an 8-year-old girl at an elementary school in South Korea in an incident that has shocked the nation. The female teacher, who is in her 40s, confessed to stabbing the student in the central city of Daejeon. The girl was found with stab wounds on the second floor of a school building and was pronounced dead at the hospital. The teacher was beside her with stab wounds that police said might be self-inflicted. South Korea's acting president, Choi Sang-mok, has ordered an investigation into the case and urged authorities to implement necessary measures to ensure such incidents never happen again. A suicide bomber have killed at least 5 people, including Taliban security forces, today in an explosion outside a bank in northern Afghanistan. Police spokesman for Kunduz province, Jumaddin Kaksa, said 7 people were also wounded in the attack, which targeted a queue of people waiting to collect their salaries from a bank. He said civilians, civil servants, and members of the Taliban security forces were among those killed. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for today's attack. The number of bomb blasts and suicide attacks in Afghanistan has markedly declined since the Taliban ended their insurgency after seizing power in August 2021, ousting the US-backed government. Italian police have launched a series of raids targeting mafia clans operating in and around the Sicilian capital, Palermo. More than 12,000 officers were involved in the operation, which the military Carabinieri force said was aimed at dismantling the area's mafia. The raids, the biggest for several years, were seen as a bid by Italian authorities to stop the mafia rebuilding its governing body known as a cupola. A number of mafia bosses have been released from jail in recent months on appeal. But investigators say those still behind bars have used encrypted mobile phones to continue their activities. That story from Italy concludes tonight's edition of The World Today, as produced by Odinakachi Celestine of the News Department. But before we go, here is a summary of the stories that made the headline. We told you that UK immigration enforcement has arrested over 600 people for working illegally in the country. We told you also that a teacher stabbed an 8-year-old child to death in South Korea. Till same time tomorrow, do have a lovely evening, and thank you for listening. days, around the clock, around the world, non-stop talk, news and sports, the latest hit and the greatest memories on radio, serving our community, spreading love and color, because we are Today 95.1 FM, voice of the people.
Red is passion, pink is for unconditional love, blue is for loyalty, while black is secretive and mysterious.
Baby,
Let's talk about love. The passion, the bliss, the betrayal, and everything in between. On Lovey Dovey. Mondays to Thursdays from 11 p.m. beneath the night sky with D. Amaka Felix on Today 95.1 FM.
This is a radio message to my baby.
Radio serves as one of the most powerful mediums of communication, as it plays a pivotal role in education, awareness, creation, entertainment, and all that you need from the radio. The radio is a great companion. It's always there. It never lets you down. February 13 is World Radio Day. It was proclaimed in 2011 by the UNESCO General Conference and was first celebrated in 2012. And to celebrate this year's anniversary of World Radio Day, Today FM would love to have some of our listeners come live to talk about radio's impact in their lives. To participate, stay on the dial for more information. Together, let's amplify the impact of radio in bringing about change and unity across the globe.
So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you.
Hey, we love you. Not just because of who you are, but for who we have become when we are with you. We love that because we have you, we've never lost the magic that makes us us. We want to give you a treat this Valentine. You stand a chance of winning a Valentine's Day staycation at a fancy hotel for you and your significant other. To participate, make a 1-minute video with your boo. Tell us how you met.
You can send your entries to our WhatsApp number 0701 933 9962. Again, 0701 0701-933-9962. And winners will be announced on Wednesday.
Life is better with you by our side. Happy Valentine's Day.
Say what we want, use what we got before it's all gone. No.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
That's all on the BBC Tonight in Focus. First, the news.
BBC News, I'm John Shea. Two of the biggest players in the artificial intelligence sector, the United States and Britain, have failed to sign an international agreement at the close of a global AI summit in Paris. The final communiqué pledged an inclusive and ethical approach to the technology's development, but the British government said it had not been able to agree on all parts. Earlier, the US Vice President, J.D. Vance, told delegates that too much regulation posed a threat to AI. Here's Zoe Kleinman.
It's been a morning of fireworks here at the Grand Palais in Paris. US Vice President J.D. Vance didn't pull any punches in his speech, railing against regulation by governments which affected US tech firms with global markets. Mr. Vance was keen to remind the world that in its view, the US is very much in charge, and the Trump administration intends to keep it that way, he said.
The future of Gaza will be discussed later when Donald Trump meets King Abdullah of Jordan at the White House. Mr. Trump has suggested he may withhold billions of dollars of US aid to Jordan and Egypt if they don't support his plan to take control of Gaza and resettle its population in their countries. King Abdullah has rejected the idea, saying his country is at boiling point as it already hosts millions of refugees. Israel's Security Cabinet has been meeting following Hamas's postponement of the scheduled release of Israeli hostages next Saturday. Yolande Nell is in Jerusalem.
Hamas accuses Israel of violations of the ceasefire deal, including blocking vital humanitarian aid, such as tents. Israel denies it, and so far it's not indicated its next move after President Trump suggested a high-stakes ultimatum. In a statement, Hamas said the door was open for international mediators to intervene and get the ceasefire deal back on track.
Two Palestinian booksellers who were detained on suspicion of selling material inciting terrorism have been released to house arrest. Ahmad Muna and his uncle Mahmoud ran the educational bookshop in occupied East Jerusalem, which was raided on Sunday. British and German diplomats had condemned their arrest. Ahmad Muna spoke to reporters after his release.
This arrest was brutal. The bases are not clear. We have been released today with conditions. We have to stay at home for 5 days of arrest, and we are not allowed in the shops for 20 days. It was a brutal, hard arrest, and it's obvious that there are no charges so far, so there's nothing to be that we're held for.
Syria's semi-autonomous Kurdish administration says it's planning to empty camps in the country's northeast of thousands of displaced Syrian and Iraqi refugees, including those suspected of links to the Islamic State group. Nearly 600 Iraqis held in the notorious Al-Hol camp have already returned home. The news comes amid US aid cuts. World News from the BBC. A woman's been convicted on charges of genocide and crimes against humanity by a court in Sweden for helping the Islamic State group in northern Iraq. 52-year-old Lina Ishak kept women and children from the Yazidi community as slaves, which prosecutors said had been a crucial element of Islamic State's efforts to destroy the Yazidis as a religious group. A two-day lull in the fighting in eastern Congo has been broken at dawn, with Rwanda-backed M23 rebels attacking Congolese government forces in South Kivu province. Security sources told the French news agency that fighting was continuing near Ihusi, 70 kilometres north of the main city of Bukavu. Since taking Goma 2 weeks ago, the rebels have been pressing south. The former president of the Spanish Football Federation, Luis Rubiales, has told a court in Madrid he was absolutely certain that the player Jenny Hermoso had given him permission to kiss her following Spain's victory in the 2023 Women's World Cup final. His words are voiced by an interpreter.
We were champions, and so we were thanking each other. and she pressed me very hard around the waist, and then I asked her whether I could give her a kiss, and she said yes.
Mr. Rubiales is accused of sexual assault and attempting to coerce Hermoso into publicly saying the kiss had been consensual. The American skier Michaela Schifrin has returned from injury to win her 8th World Cup gold medal in the women's combined. Schifrin had pulled out of earlier events because she hadn't fully recovered from a brutal fall last November, which left her with a puncture wound in her abdomen. But she was talked back onto the piste by the newly crowned women's downhill champion Breezy Johnson, an old friend and rival. And that's the latest BBC World News.
Hello, I'm Charles Gitonga, and here is what's coming up for you on this edition of Focus on Africa. We'll be taking you to the Seychelles, not on holiday, but to find out why global powers like the United States see it as a significant place. So important, in fact, the US decided to reopen its embassy there after a 27-year hiatus.
Even though the embassy was closed, there was no break in relations. But I think the fact that they've now decided to reopen the embassy and have an ambassador based there is probably more to do with sending a signal, particularly to China.
And how it really does take a village to raise a child. We'll hear about the experiences of African parents in the diaspora.
You can imagine my shock when I was struggling. I'm in a dream place, I'm in a dream country, but I'm struggling with parenting. I'm struggling with the very, very basic unit of society, raising my children and feeling like I do not have enough help. I can't afford it.
It's Tuesday, February 11th. First, we go to the DRC. In January this year, DR Congo's Justice Minister, Constant Mutamba, said a total of 127 people will face the death sentence. Those sentences were allegedly linked to criminal gangs commonly known as Kuluna or bandits, and had been transferred from the capital Kinshasa to Angenga prison in the northwest DRC for execution. The minister had also said that the men were aged between 18 and 35 years and had been involved in urban violence. Now, the DRC government announced it would resume executions in 2024 following a 2-decade hiatus. Authorities have claimed resuming executions would help combat urban gangs, a claim which rights groups say is unsupported by any evidence. Whilst some residents welcomed the announcement as a means of restoring order and security in the cities, others were concerned about the risks of abuse and human rights violations. Espoir Muhinuka, a human rights activist, said, and I quote, "The situation in the DRC is complex and requires a multidimensional approach. The fight against urban gangs must go hand in hand with efforts to combat poverty, unemployment, and social exclusion, which are often contributing factors to crime," unquote. I've been speaking to a Congolese lawyer, Dr. Serge Kamunga in Kinshasa, who has a particular interest in this case. I began by asking him to first tell me who the Kulunas are.
Kuluna here in Congo, it originated from Portugal, and it refers to youth gangs and spreading terror in Kinshasa. They attack innocent people and with machetes and knives, and at night, even during the day.
Are they robbing people, or what's their motivation?
Most of them, they are homeless people, they are jobless people, they don't have any activities. That's why they attack people. They look for jobs, and when they lack jobs, they do whatever they can do. And some also is a lack of education. They are along the street at night. When you go out, they can really attack you.
So the Congolese government says that they are going to punish them by death. How are the authorities able to identify who is a Kuluna and who is not?
As lawyers, it's difficult to identify because amongst the people that they arrest, there are some innocent people. For example, in our law firm, we have one of our clients coming from church, and because he was walking by himself, and he got arrested.
And for they to be able to identify or verify their age, it would mean that most of those arrested have some form of age in DRC.
Yes, the question you raised is also the big problems that we are facing, because most of offenders, they had no identity cards. Some said they were minors. They asked for blood test. That's what is not sure to determine really the age, because with the law on protection of child in our country, the law provides that in the case of doubt as age and the presumption of minority prevails, but they don't take account into that. Some of children who are in the street don't have ID cards.
Why are they carrying out blood tests on those arrested?
In our law, the protection on the child, Article 110, they say that first they have to do the medical to check the identity, but we don't know why. That's why we say it is unconstitutional. Okay, why the bloods?
Amnesty International are contesting the arrests, and they are calling on President Tshisekedi to halt the execution based on, human rights conventions. They also say that about 170 prisoners have been put on death row, and these are aged between 18 and 35 years. First of all, is that number accurate?
Amnesty International is right to say so. The number of 117, according to us, is a minimum, because they keep on arresting people. And what we can say in our also constitution, we also condemn the death penalty. So they are right, but as lawyers, we know that they can't also kill people according to our constitution.
So talk to us about their trials so far. What sort of trials have they been receiving?
The trial they have been receiving is not the fair trial, because those who are civilian are supposed to be judged by the common law jurisdiction. But as we noticed, civilians and even presumed offenders are judged and before the military court, is what is unconstitutional. We have the right to appear. We appear, but our client will be judged in front of his natural judge. This is very impossible. That's why we say it isn't a fair trial. It's not fair.
Why do you say that? Because it's military court, it's not going to be a fair trial?
Because the common law is for civilian. As a civilian, when you commit a crime, your natural judge is from the common law and jurisdiction, the common law court. But what happens and what we see as lawyers, it was not the case, because the military court is for those who are soldiers and the militaries, and those who are in conjunctions with armed groups, as what happened maybe in the East, and when they arrest you together with those who committed crimes with weapons.
Right. So many have contested this plan by the government, but do you think some executions could still be carried out? And if that happens, what will be the repercussions?
I think it will not be death penalty. We haven't seen those who were executed, but we know it will be in life prison.
Congolese lawyer Dr. Serge Kamunga. The Justice Minister, Constant Mutamba, said those convicted would be given a fair trial, and execution would only take place if they had exhausted all legal appeals and mechanisms. To Seychelles now, where the United States of America reopened its embassy mid-2023 during President Biden's administration after 27 years. In that time of absence, China and other U.S. rivals made significant inroads in the archipelago and other Indian Ocean islands. The reopening of the U.S. Embassy in the Seychelles is part of a push to counter China's growing influence in the Indo-Pacific region. At the time of reopening, Antony Blinken said there would be a joint pursuit of peace, democracy and prosperity, which will be a beacon across Africa and the Indian Ocean region. We wanted to understand the significance of the U.S. move and what it would mean for Seychelles and the region under the new U.S. administration. I've been speaking to Tim Eckert, a Seychelles analyst.
Seychelles is a very small country in terms of its population, hovering around 100,000 people. It sits pretty much in the middle of the Western Indian Ocean, but because the islands, about 115 named islands, are spread across such a large area, they control a very large exclusive economic zone, more than 1 million square kilometers, very similar to India and Indonesia. So although it's a tiny place, it's in a very strategically important part of the world. To the east you have India and Pakistan, to the north you have the Gulf of Arabia, and then to the west you have the whole of the Eastern African coastline. And you have to remember that most of the world's cargo shipping and a very significant proportion of the world's oil tanker traffic passes through waters which are either part of Seychelles' exclusive economic zone or adjacent to them. So strategically very important, and that importance was demonstrated as long ago as during the height of the Cold War in the 1960s and 1970s, when the Soviet Union bloc and the Western powers used the Indian Ocean as a very good place for hiding their nuclear submarines.
Let's bring the U.S. into the conversation, and for a very long time they did not have an embassy there, about 27 years, but they reopened one in 2023. Start by telling us why such a country did not have an embassy or that kind of representation in a country as significant as what you've described.
Well, America, Britain, France, Russia, China, they've all had embassies in the Seychelles for a number of years, but the Americans decided that they could save some money by basing their diplomatic mission for Seychelles in Mauritius, which is about 2 hours flight away. At the time when they closed the embassy, they simply said that it was a cost-cutting mission, and they didn't really feel that they needed to operate a full diplomatic station, if you like, in the Seychelles. But they've reopened it, and some people are taking this as a sign that America is focusing more strongly on the Indian Ocean and Seychelles' strategic position as something which is going to potentially be more important in the coming years.
This happened, the decision to reopen the embassy under Biden. We now have a new administration. What can we expect?
I think on the surface you won't really see very much difference, certainly not in Seychelles, but I think what you need to do is look behind the scenes. For example, late in 2024, last year, Seychelles President Wavel Ramkalawan attended the Beijing Summit on China-Africa cooperation. He's reinforced what he calls the strategic partnership with China. China operates what they call the China-Indian Ocean Regional Forum on Development Cooperation. They provided, for example, significant quantities of vaccines to Seychelles during the COVID. They've committed funds to a new social housing project, which is due to begin next month. They provided funding for the Seychelles National Assembly, and they send regular teams of doctors to Seychelles to carry out emergency medical treatment. So I think what's more interesting is not what America is doing, but what's China doing, how are relations with the Gulf states, how are relations with India. And given what President Trump has said about taking a tougher stance with America's enemies, but also collaborating with countries with whom America is an economic rival, like China, for example. Those are the things which I think we should look at rather than the simple presence of an ambassador.
And do you think, the competition and, between the U.S. and China will impact Seychelles positively or negatively? Because you've said about all the things that China has been doing in Seychelles in the meantime.
Well, the last time President Trump was in power, during 2017, he had something called the Free and Open Indo-Pacific concept. He talked about collective security, nations in the region being independent and free to carry out trade without any kind of hindrance. But you've also got to look at what American analysts call the String of Pearls initiative from China, which is setting up friendly bases or operating ports or strategic facilities across the Indo-Pacific, which, of course, may be innocent and to do with business and trade, but are potentially, of course, things that would have military value. And right now, people listening may be well aware that the Chagos archipelago, just to the north and slightly to the east of Seychelles, is where America has a very significant military and naval facility. But there are strong signs that the British government may be about to give the Chagos archipelago into Mauritian control. Now, Mauritius is famously very closely allied to both China and India. It's reasonable to suppose that perhaps the Americans are watching those developments, and even though under the deal that Britain may do with Mauritius, Chagos may remain an American base under a lease arrangement, you would be very foolish if you were the American president to assume that that situation would continue forevermore.
Seychelles analyst Tim Eckert. In Africa, we often say it takes a village to raise a child, an old proverb that many live by on the continent. But for those who move away from home to seek better opportunities overseas, relocating can often present many challenges, especially when it comes to raising children. That's due to the lack of support in the countries where they move to. For example, extended families would have offered support in terms of childcare on the continent. It's a luxury, though, that is absent in the diaspora, especially if you live in the West, where childcare is also very expensive. Enjo Okundaye from Nigeria now lives in London. He's a single father.
I came here to acquire a master's degree, and, coming to London, I had to, be away from my son. He was 5 years old then. He's currently 7 now. I decided to bring him over, and the cost wasn't friendly. And when my son eventually, coming to London, staying with me, it became a bit more stressful because where I'm working, I have to resume work 8 a.m. The earliest my son's school open up is 7:30 a.m. So that forced me into getting a childminder that I drop my son with in the morning before I go to work. And in a month, that's £400, which is roughly $500 US. For him, now he's being exposed to strangers, people he does not have that emotional connection with, compared to Nigeria, where he has family members, plethora of well-wishers, even neighbors.
That was Angel from London. Patience Akumu is from Uganda, but now lives in Switzerland. She decided to take up a job with an international organization. She's a mother of 2. Her children are 6 and 12 years of age. When she got the job around 10 months ago, she seized it with both hands and decided to bring her children and husband with her. But what she had pictured as a new and exciting chapter for her family turned out to be a nightmare. The absence of extended family left them feeling overwhelmed and out of pocket, with childcare costing up to 5,000 Swiss francs in some cases. I caught up with her. Let's listen.
Charles, when I moved from Uganda to Switzerland for my dream job in health advocacy, it was exciting. It was everything that I wanted, and I was eager to move with my family, to go and explore, to possibly find a better life. I thought it would be easy, but for me, it was quite shocking to move to Switzerland and see some of the realities, because as an African moving to the Western world, you will expect that it will be picturesque, it will be ideal. You live just the 4 of you, mother, father, and your children in a nuclear setting, as opposed to the African setting, which is extended. What I found was that it is in fact very difficult to raise a family with just you and your partner. We found ourselves in a situation where suddenly we were the teachers. Every evening during the breaks, having to fill in and do the homework. Back home in Uganda, we would have had elder cousins helping with that. We also found ourselves in a situation where we had to play with the children all the time. There was no several children available to play and spend time with the children. We were their companions. We were everything to the children. At the same time, we had to do house chores. At the same time, we had to maintain careers.
Right. You gave us a few nuggets here and there as you talking earlier, but how is it done in Uganda? I know we often say that it takes a village to raise a child. but could you give us the Ugandan style of it and what you found as the biggest difference when you moved to this new country?
For me, it was just the way I did the most as a mother in Switzerland, because it was just me and my partner. Nobody saw motherhood the way it would have been seen in the Uganda setting. I found myself going back to the time when I had just had my son. And as a new mother, we get one special name in Uganda, Nakawere. You are pampered. You are treated like royalty for a year. Your relatives, your mother, your grandmother will probably move in with you, or you'll move into their homes. They will take care of you. They'll feed you. All you have to do is wake up and look after your child and breastfeed the child. And when the child grows older, after you've gone past the year, or maybe you've gone back to work, depending on your circumstances, there will be people around to help you look after children. It is not uncommon for your neighbor to knock at your door and say, I am going to the market. Here are my 5 children. Please watch them for me. I will come back. There is no shock to that. It is the usual. You do not have to give prior notice. Women are going to show up for each other and look after their children. There was no such community in Switzerland where I lived. And even if somebody showed up to look after your child, you would have to give them prior notice. If you thought about childcare and paying for childcare, it was very, very expensive. It was astronomical. So as parents who are working, who are chasing your dream, you find that you do not have the social support to help you to look after the children. And if you do get support, it comes at a very, very high price.
Could you give us an idea of how much it might cost for childcare in Switzerland?
If you're getting house help, if a nanny is coming in, you'll pay around 5,000 CHF at the very minimum. If you are going to have somebody come in to take care of your child or to help with house chores, depending on what you need them for. This is a lot of money. If you are going to pay for child care right from your salary, then you might not have enough.
So how did you and your husband then go about settling in and embracing this new style of childcare that you are not used to?
We had to accept our reality, but we also got to really, really appreciate the people who helped us raise the children. Thinking of the grandparents who help with the home errands and us having to give our time to do the errands, to do the pickups with children, the cousins who surround us who help with homework, but also seeing our home with a new light and appreciating it a little more and just thinking maybe perhaps the best thing is to go back home. The best thing is to take our children back where there is family, where there is love, where there is sunshine, and where they'll grow surrounded by family. So at the end of December, 10 or so months into moving into Switzerland, we actually decided to go home and resettle the children back into Uganda and find a way to live between Switzerland and Uganda and to make sure the children get the best of both worlds.
What do they think, the children?
They couldn't wait to go home because they too felt it. They felt like there was something missing. Family was missing. They actually influenced the decision a lot because their happiness is important even as we chase the dream.
Patience Akumu speaking to me from Kampala, Uganda. Focus on Africa was put together by Yvette Twagira Maria and Bella Hassan in London. Connie Sharp was the scenist in charge. Frank McQueenie was a technical producer. Our editors are Andrea Lombard and Alice Mudengi. I'm Charles Gitonga. We'll speak again soon.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Unleash the power of the airwaves with the ultimate radio experience. Tune in to Today95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
Thought I'd end up with Sean, but it wasn't a match. Wrote some songs about Ricky, now I listen and laugh. Even almost got married, and for Pete I'm so thankful. Wish I could say thank you to Malcolm, cause he was an angel. One taught me love, one taught me patience, and one taught me pain. Yeah, for that I say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so fucking grateful for my ex. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so fucking spend more time with my friends. I ain't worried about nothing. Plus I met someone else. We having better discussions. I know they say I move on too fast, but this one's gonna last. Cause her name is Aubrey, and I'm so good with that. She taught me love, she taught me patience, she handles pain. That shit's amazing. I've loved and lost, but that's not what I did. Look what I found. No need for searching. Yeah, all that I say. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so fucking grateful for my ex. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you. Yeah, I'm so fucking grateful for my ex. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so fucking. One day I walk down the aisle, holding hands with my mama. I'll be thanking my dad, cause she grew from the drama. Only wanna do it once real bad, go make that shit last. God forbid something happens, at least this song is a smash. I got so much love, got so much patience. Learned from the pain, turned out amazing. Turned out amazing. I'm overload, but that's not what I see. Look what I found. Ain't no need for searching. Give all that I say. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so fucking grateful for my ex. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you. I'm so fucking grateful for my ex. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Some get help, but them no get sense. Some get mouth, but them no need to shout. Some get eyes, but they no need to see. Some get legs to walk up, but for that same walker, them get hit by a car. You just never know where the life will bring to you. Never let the voice of defeat to sing to you. And as you dey go, continue to do anything you sabi do. No go look put your face, cause some people they grace, just continue to chase. Them don't they cry again, I they see them from far away. So it's not the late, I got to find a way. Sorrow, tears and pain, we either lose or gain. I cannot stand the rain. Tell me who's to blame. In love and ashes. In love and ashes. Memory flashes. Memory flashes. Open your mind, take a look at me. And my guy, tell me where do you see? Not based on bias, or not based on who I be. A person like you and a people like you, or a stranger because of the thing I believe. Now one love, religion I belong to. Never let the voice of defeat to sing to you. And as you dey go, continue to do wetin you sabi do. No go look put your face, cause some people they craze, just continue to chase. Them don't they cry again, I they see them from far away. So with a delay, I got to find a way. Sorrow, tears and pain, we either lose or gain. Cannot separate. Now tell me who's to blame. In love and ashes. In love and ashes. Memory flashes. Memory flashes. Ooh. Better to focus on the ties that bind us together than the differences that separate us, my brother.
Ariana Grande with Thank You next, and then to Baba with In Love and Ashes. That's a song you can now hear. Beautiful people, good evening to you. This is Lovey Dovey. We have a fresh episode. It's a new day. Well, Tuesday is almost over. It will be Wednesday in a couple of minutes, give or take. How are you doing? Yeah, how are you doing? How did your day go? Did you spend your day doing something innovative, something fun? You know, something that you appreciate, something that you like doing, or or did you have an otherwise busy day like I did, basically? Anyway, I'm here with you. We're here to do another episode of Lovey Dovey, and as you can already tell, I dare for you, I'm in the building and we're going to have fun having this conversation. We're going to have fun having this conversation because you know I bring all the sugar, all the spice and everything nice to the table. Tonight we're going to be talking second chances. You know, for a really long time, right? We've had for a really long time, we've had the whole situation where we have said, look, we have said, look, people who, you know, cheat should be forgiven. And then there's the whole, oh, men do not forgive cheating. We had one argument one time on social media. They now said, oh, low-key, men forgive cheating. No, that it's just that they like to also on social media that they don't forgive cheating. And I asked that question here on Lovey Dovey. I did ask that, dear men, do you people actually forgive cheating or you don't? Anyway, no wahala. We're going to talk tonight because somebody somewhere said that if a person cheats in a relationship, he or she does not deserve second chance. Like it cuts across the both genders, okay? And we're going to talk about that. We will have that conversation, beautiful people. We'll talk about all of that and more. Meanwhile, just so you know, yeah, our Valentine's Day package is still open. We have limited slots, by the way. And so I'm still putting out reminders just in case you did not hear, just in case you haven't heard. Okay, are you a married couple? we have arrangements for you to, enjoy Valentine's Day with your significant other, with the wife of your youth, with the husband of your youth, and your old age, of course, by extension. Okay. You have the whole staycation thing going on. Yes, we have a staycation planned for you in a luxury hotel in Port Harcourt. And as at yesterday, I said, all you have to do is send in a 1-minute video telling us how you met. That's all. You're sending it to our WhatsApp number, and that is it. Okay, we have limited slots available, so I would love for you to take advantage of the opportunity. I tell you guys all the time here on Lovey Dovey that you should do what you have to do to spice up your marriages, right? Spice up your marriages. If you feel that, it's getting rusty in there, do things to spice it up. And this is just one opportunity where you can actually spice up your marriage. So there we have it. We're doing this staycation for couples in a luxury hotel right here in Port Harcourt on Valentine's Day. Plus, the hotel will also have a Valentine's Day activities. So you also get to be a part of it. You just go there, have fun, forget about your problems temporarily, at least that one day. Good sleep, good sex, if you want to even add that onto the list. Good food, good sleep, rest and good sex. Okay, if I don't add that myself, but you know how these things are necessary. Anyway, we are here for Lovey Dovey and we'll have this conversation tonight. So I'm saying welcome to tonight's episode of Lovey Dovey.
Found you when your heart was broke. I filled your cup until it overflowed. Took it so far to keep you close. I was afraid to leave you on your own. I said I'd catch you if you fall. And if they laugh, then come on. And then I got you off your knees, put you right back on your feet, just so you could take advantage of me. Tell me how's it feel, sitting up there, feeling so high, but too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you up there. Name in the sky, does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could live without me. Thinking you could live without me. Maybe I'm the one who put you up there. I don't know why. Thinking you could live without me. Live without me. Maybe I'm the one who put you up there. I don't know why. Gave love about 100 tries, just running from the demons in your mind. Then I took yours and made them mine. I didn't notice cause my love was blind. Said I'd catch you if you fall. And if they laugh, then come on. And then I got you off your knees, put you right back on your feet, just so you could take advantage of me. Tell me how's it feel, sitting up there, feeling so high, but too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you up there. Name in the sky, does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could live without me. Thinking you could live without me. Maybe I'm the one who put you up there. I don't know why. Thinking you could live without me. Live without me. Maybe I'm the one who put you up there. I don't know why. Yeah. You don't have to say just what you did. I already know. I had to go and find out from them. So tell me how's it feel? Tell me how's it feel, sitting up there, feeling so high, but too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you up there. Name in the sky, does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could live without me. Thinking you could live without me. Maybe I'm the one who put you up there. I don't know why. I don't know why.
So here we stand, secret place where the sound of the crowd is so far away. You take my hand, it feels like home. We both understand it's where we belong. So how do I say goodbye? We both have our dreams, we both wanna fly. So let's take tonight to carry us through the lonely times. I'll always look back as I walk away. This memory will last for eternity, and all of our tears will be lost in the rain when I find my way back to your arms again. But until that day, you know you are the queen of my heart, the queen of my heart. So let's take tonight, never let go, while dancing we'll kiss like there's no tomorrow, as the stars sparkle down like a diamond ring. I'll treasure this moment till we meet again. But no matter how far away you may be, I just close my eyes. You're in my dreams, and there you will be until we meet. I'll always look back as I walk away. This memory will last for eternity, and all of our tears will be lost in the rain when I find my way back to your arms again. But until that day, you know you are the queen of my heart. I'll always look back as I walk away. This memory will last for eternity, and all of our tears will be lost in the rain when I find my way back to your arms again. But until that day, you know you are the queen of my heart. Oh, yeah, you're the queen of my heart. No matter how many it takes, I'm going on to you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, you are the queen of my heart.
I think men should be given a second chance, and man, do you think men should be given a second chance after cheating?
A short answer, no. But
okay, good.
Ask the men, are they willing to give their own girl a second chance to cheat?
The double standard. I would say that not all men, but a lot of men have this expectation that, oh, you know what, it's in our nature, not be monogamous. If we cheat, you should be ride or die. But then they wouldn't forgive their partner if their partner cheated. It's wild.
It's a cope when people say that it's in their nature just because they don't want to change bad behavior.
Wait, can you please reel it?
Can we hear it louder for the people in the back?
Please repeat that, what you just said? You said it's a cope. Why is it a cope? Say it again.
It's a cope because they don't want to change bad behavior. It is easier to say that it is natural. That way you don't have to make the hard efforts to actually change your bad behavior.
This is why I'm wearing the ring.
Because if they had a sister, they wouldn't want anyone to treat their sister like that. But the crazy part is that you don't have to have a sister to understand that. The concept of doing unto others as you like them to do unto you should be common sense to people. You wouldn't want to get cheated on, so why cheat on people? It's that simple.
Facts. As a man, do you think men should be given a second chance after cheating?
A short answer, no. But
okay, good.
Ask the men, are they willing to give their own girl a second chance to cheat?
The double standard. I would say that not all men, but a lot of men have this expectation that, oh, you know what, it's in our nature, not be monogamous. If we cheat, you should be ride or die. But then they wouldn't forgive their partner if their partner cheated. It's wild.
It's a cope when people say that it's in their nature just because they don't want to change bad behavior.
Wait, can you please reel it?
Can we hear it louder for the people in the back?
Can you please repeat that, what you just said? You said it's a cope. Why is it a cope? Say it again.
It's a cope because they don't want to change bad behavior. It is easier to say that it is natural. That way you don't have to make the hard efforts to actually change your bad behavior.
This is why I'm wearing the ring.
Because if they had a sister, they wouldn't want anyone to treat their sister like that. But the crazy part is that you don't have to have a sister to understand that. The concept of doing unto others as you like them to do unto you should be common sense to people. You wouldn't want to get cheated on, so why cheat on people? It's that simple.
Facts. As a man.
Okay, so let's dive right into the conversation. You listened. I had to play it twice for clarity purpose. For the purpose of clarity, okay, I had to play that twice. So the question was, should men be forgiven after cheating? Well, the man you heard said what he had to say. He gave his thoughts as to, and well, okay, I'm just going to take you I'll do the whole, from up to down, take you through the entire conversation before going further to explain what was said. So, I did say that we're looking at second chances tonight. So the existing narrative is that men are polygamous in nature. Oh, yes. You people tell me that all the time. Men are polygamous in nature. It's in a man's nature to cheat, yada, yada, yada. A man cannot be with one woman. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, a man cannot eat one soup for the rest of his life. Oh, he has to eat afang. He has to eat banga. He has to eat eforiro. He has to eat bitter leaf soup tomorrow okra, because egusi is the in thing. He has to have egusi, the day after. When he goes for that party, it is compulsory that he eats a dikaikong. Yeah. And then the day after, there has to be oha soup. So yes, it is not in a man's nature to only eat afang for the rest of his life. It's not possible for a man to only be eating banga every day banga, every day banga. No, there has to be varieties. Abby? We know. I'm just reminding you people of the things that you believe, the things that some of you have said right here. You have said to me right here on Lovey Dovey. A man is polygamous in nature. Abby? Men are polygamous in nature. Men have nothing to do with monogamy. And that the African tradition or the African culture allows a man to have more than one wife. It is not an African thing for a man to have just one wife. Monogamy has no roots in our tradition and customs. What we are used to in Africa is polygamy. Abby? Okay, no problem. I just thought to remind you, of some of the things that I know most of you believe in and some of the things that you have said, over time. And so the existing narrative is that men are polygamous in nature, and so cheating is inherent in them. However, when the roles are reversed, such excuses are not made for women. Here, you people will tell me that women and men are not the same. What is obtainable for men? Oh, the woman cannot do it because the society frowns at it. The society, actually, you are not even wrong. When you tell me that men and women are not the same, I mean, that's a given. That's a fact. When you tell me that the society will condemn women for cheating or sleeping with other people and they will not condemn men, you are very right. I'll tell you something that happened today. So, I went to the salon because I went to the salon today to get my hair done. And I mean, I got tired of, carrying my natural hair. That thing is exhausting to comb. I mean, I have a really... Okay, I'm just going to move on. But then... So my stylist, right? You know how they say, salons are like the major, gist parlors. There's no gist you'll not hear. So there's no gist you'll not hear in the salon because there's always something to talk about. Don't just pass by where they're making hair. Hey, especially if they know you around there. It's different if they don't know you. If they don't know you, and you might just get it. If you're a fine girl, you might just get a fine girl. Or sometimes, so if it's a fine guy, they'll come, that guy is fine, and that'll be all, But if they know you and you have a bad reputation in the area, and you now pass where they're making hair, you pass a salon, the grammar, the story in fact, the things that they will say about you, the person that came to make hair, if the person has never seen you before in their entire lives, they would have enough information about you in a couple of seconds. I mean, salons are wild places, honestly. Really crazy stuff. But anyway, I was in the salon today, and so my hairstylist decided to talk about somebody I know. Initially, she wanted to hide the identity of the person, right? She thought she could play a smart, but I mean, look at me. I'm bust down smarty pants. So she spoke about a couple who have issues in their marriage, constant. And the conversation was, why would the woman be doing such a thing? They talked about she started from how the woman had brought her daughter to the salon to make her hair, for them to make her hair. And she left her daughter in the salon there for a really long time. She didn't come back on time to get her child. Even after, they were done with the hair. She left her child there with them, and she came back late. And the hairstylist was like, for the first time in a long time, that the woman paid, so much money for her daughter's hair, that she paid lots of money for the hair, which is unlike her, because usually, how you tell women, we like to price, we like to hassle and stuff. So if you tell us to that, but not for all women, it doesn't apply to all women. Of course, they are the ones who will pay on the spot, and then they're the ones who you tell them 3K, will tell you for this thing of 1.5. Now 1.5 be this now, which one be 3K? I'm in that category. Sometimes there are times when, please, if I am my mother's daughter, then I will buy it for 1.5. Anyway, so then she told me about this, and then she was like, so the woman, that was how the gist started. The woman left her child in the salon when they closed, and they eventually took the child to her shop, which was still along the street. And then she said she looked at the woman, her body was shaking, not because she was sick, but apparently because, according to my stylist, she had engaged in, I don't know, some form of exercise or exercises. And then that it was easy for her to just bring out money and pay, and stuff. And then she now asked me, why would a woman be sleeping around? Why would a married one be sleeping around? Why would this one be happening? Why would that one be happening? I kept quiet at first because I didn't know where that was coming from. I didn't know the circumstances surrounding the whole sleeping around thing. So I waited because I knew that the full gist would come. So I waited. So when she asked me the first time, why would a married woman be sleeping around? I smiled. And my only response was for a couple of reasons. And then I waited for her to go further with the gist. And then, turns out, her husband is rather irresponsible. At least my stylist was fair enough to point that out. He doesn't provide for his family. They have 2 children together. He doesn't provide for his family. Like, no way, nothing. He doesn't provide for the family. She has a shop. She does, I think, a food business or so. Does her thing. And somehow, right? They do this thing where she still has to, sort of spread her legs for extra income. And then the funny thing was, the man is also cheating. The thing is, he is a community penis. Like his penis is free to air. Like he follows everything on skirts, everything in a dress. He's a community penis. And then to top it off, he's irresponsible. He's an irresponsible husband and an irresponsible father. If you want to be an irresponsible husband, try not to be an irresponsible father. It is a crime when you are both. If you cannot cater for the woman you married, how about the ones you sired? How about the children you sired? The children from your loins? Can't you take care of them? What is wrong in making sure that at least they are well fed, they have access to good education, quality healthcare? But this one, you can't even buy them dresses. You can't even buy the least biscuits. My hairstylist was generous with that information. She was like, down to this, the least sweets, this dude does not buy for his kids. And so the woman is saddled with the responsibility of parenting and providing. And so to be able to, take care of herself and her children, she has to sell her body for money. Before you come at me, I'm not justifying anything. I'm giving you gist, right? Because I'm heading somewhere. I'm trying to buttress a point that we have made on lovey-dovey, And I said I agree with you. My hairstylist is a woman, right? Which is part of the things that blew my mind about this whole, gist and how the conversation went. She's female. But somehow, her question was not, why does this man cheat and why is he irresponsible? Her question to me was, why would a married woman be cheating? Funny thing, she went ahead to tell me why the woman was cheating. So I did not even have to answer her question. I didn't have to answer the question. She answered the question by herself because she supplied details. So after asking, why would a married woman be sleeping around? She went ahead to tell me how irresponsible the husband was and how the woman had to do these things because she's trying to put food on the table for herself and her children. And I'm like, there you have it. So it's ironical that it's even funny that you're asking me this question when the answer is staring you right in the face. And she's like, it will not be her portion, that she doesn't think she can do it and she doesn't want to ever do it. That's why she wants a man who will love her so he can provide and all of those things. And I'm like, amen to your prayers, mama. Amen to your prayers. And so when people say that the society would judge a woman for cheating, but never a man, you are absolutely right. I mean, it's a given. You are absolutely correct because look at this situation. If this had come from a man or a group of men, castigating this woman, I would say, okay, patriarchy at play, right? But to show that this is the norm in the society, it's a woman who was asking why her fellow woman would cheat, even knowing a lot that her fellow woman is going through in the so-called marriage. So she did not say, oh, it's good though that this woman is cheating. After all, aura for aura. Her husband is cheating, so why not? And her own is even for a fair cause. At least she's cheating. She's sleeping with men for money. They give her the money. She brings it home to take care of the children. Something the husband has neglected. So she did not make that. She did not make the excuses for the woman. She just condemned in totality. She condemned cheating for the woman. She did not condemn cheating for the man. No, not at all. She did not condemn. She pointed out that he's a community penis. She pointed out the fact that the man is a public toilet. Community penis, free to air. Like satellite dish. She pointed out that fact, right? But she did not condemn him for, cheating and stuff. Did not as much as, emphasize his irresponsibility, his failure to provide as a father and as a husband, to, adequately provide for his family. She did not emphasize it. She mentioned this, but she did not pay as much information. She not louder the way she take loud the whole, why should a married woman be cheating? And so this goes to show that somehow women would always be blamed for their actions and inactions, as well as their reactions. It's just that there's no help in it. It feels like, ultimately there's no help in it. And it's a really, really sad situation. It's a sad situation. So the dating world is saturated with things like this, where we know that certain things are wrong, but we tell ourselves that the society will accept it. We go with the societal norms. Okay, the society says this should happen, that should happen. And somehow we think it's okay. We just insist that it's okay, We insist it's okay and we let it go. We accept it. And before you know it, there's no turning back. So, given this situation, do you think men should be forgiven if and when they cheat? What you heard in the clip, the man in the clip, he stated certain things. What you do unto others as you'd like them to do to you, right? He said the question is, would men forgive if they got cheated on by their partners? We've had a conversation here in Lovey where I asked you people, do Nigerian men forgive cheating? Do you people forgive cheating? What did you say to me? We took it to social media. And the narrative was, men do not forgive cheating. Men do not forgive cheating. Women can let go. Women, they not even brought out the whole narrative. Oh, women cheat with emotions. For men, it's usually just sex. So after the sex, they are done. Otilo, they don't care anymore about. A man can have sex with a woman and not even remember her name the next day. It's easy for them. You just go in and come out. Like, that's it. That's all they want. But for women, before a woman will give you access to her body, except she's a sex worker, except she's trying to get paid. But before a woman will give you access to her body, she has to like you. If a woman does not like you, there's no way you're going to touch her. And so women cheat with their emotions. Men do not cheat with emotions. So it is easier for men to just, collect and clean mouth and go. Chop, clean mouth and go. Nothing they happen. Nothing they share. Well, we're talking second chances now. In a recent survey on social media, both men and women have said people who cheat should not be given a second chance. So if you cheat, for some people, I followed the array of comments, and for some people they said, look, cheating destroys trust. And there were lots of them who said, the moment that trust is, destroyed, right, they would find it really, really difficult to continue that relationship. Because there's going to be the constant what if. So with every, I need to make a quick trip to the next state. I need to go to work. I need to go here. I need to go there. The partner will be left thinking, what if he meets somebody else on his way here? What if as she's going here, she actually lied to me? What if she's actually going to another guy's house? What if the constant what if will begin to eat away at the relationship, and before you know it, the relationship will crumble. It will collapse because the trust has been destroyed. So, for a lot of people, they said no second chances in relationships. That if people cheat, their partners should break up with them, especially if they know they cannot forgive completely. If they know that they will forgive half-heartedly, where they will now bring it up. In fact, that one is not even forgiveness. If you say you are forgiven and then you bring it up later on to use it against the person, then that is not forgiveness, right? But for some people, they said that, look, if you know you can forgive and you will never use it against the person, it will never come to your mind. You will forgive and forget. Okay, go ahead with the relationship. But if you cannot forgive completely, maybe the person begs you, just apologizes and says, let's continue the relationship, and you decide to continue. Maybe because at the time you're still in love, maybe the love did not disappear like that, And then you tell yourself that, here we are. You tell yourself that here we are again, where you are at that point, right? You're at that point and you're looking at this person and you're asking yourself, can I forgive completely? Can I forgive totally? Would you do yourself the favor of being honest about it? When we had a conversation here, when I did ask if men forgive cheating, if Nigerian men forgive cheating, because there's certain things that are particular to African men, that are particular to Nigerian men. There are things that some white men would do, or would tolerate. Nigerian men will never, ever, ever tolerate it. Nigerian men will never tolerate it. So I like to bring it home. I like to bring it home, right? Do Nigerian men forgive cheating? Because he choke. Ultimately, he choke. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Well, you tell me what is obtainable. You tell me if this is something that would, this is something that works. Something you have considered, something you have, thought about. Do people deserve a second chance after cheating? When you call in to give me your answers, I would like for you to explore. I'm going to give you the time to talk, right? I'll give you the time to talk. I would love for you to, explore the pros and the cons. Think about it. Do you think people really deserve second chances? Do you think that a person who has cheated before, who has cheated once, will cheat again if the opportunity comes? How well can we trust a person's self-control? Is there a possibility that the self-control the person did not have initially, the person will now develop it to fight against the future temptations that will come? And then in the area of trust, once it is broken, what are the chances that it can be fixed? It just feels like it will become broken trust, right? And then broken trust that has the whole fixing attempt. It feels like it's now become some sort of what's the right way to describe it now? The shell of a tortoise, yeah. Like the shell of a tortoise that has the whole cracked, that thing carefully designed by God. But the stories my mother told me, the folklores, that we got to hear or read about growing up, was that the tortoise fell from a tree. I think we had stories where, he fell from a tree and he fell on his back, he broke his shell. Then the other one was he fell from heaven, the birds left him, and then he fell from heaven and, broke his back, and that is why the tortoise has a cracked shell. So I'm trying to describe what happens with trusts, when it is broken, and then when there's an attempt to fix it, it becomes like the tortoise shell where you just have like the cracks in between, and any small loopholes, if it is not properly healed, you notice that the relationship will collapse, because the partner might just, the tendency to remind that partner of, their failure at being faithful will be there. The chances of using it against the partner in future, it might not be to insult them or degrade them. It might just be to do a reminder. It could be that you're arguing and then you'll be like, oh, you've done it before, so how do I know you won't do it again? Things happen, Things happen. You know that things happen. So these are the issues that we sometimes have to face, sometimes have to, deal with. And it's quite unfortunate. There's a particular comment that I would love to read for you guys to hear, because it's something I definitely, I connect with in a lot of ways. And that is why sometimes when I say that I'm worried for the kind of relationships that we have now, and to a large extent, it's affecting, the quality of marriages that we have now as well. It's affecting the quality of marriages we have now. When Moses said yesterday that, no, was it yesterday? Was this morning he actually said it? But during, last night's episode of Lovey Dovey, when he said that we've not gotten as much responses because, when he was talking about, he said it in response to the Valentine's Day staycation thing for couples that we have planned out. Because, yesterday I was asking questions. Don't people want to go and enjoy yourselves, with your partners and all? And then he said that, a lot of marriages are hanging in the balance. Some people are shy, and some people don't even have all that sweetness going on in their marriages, so they don't feel the need, to go and say they are going to a hotel to go and do anything. And I felt that because, unfortunately, a lot of marriages today are exactly like that. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly read this comment before I go ahead and open the phone lines. I hope younger men and women are watching and unlearning all the toxic behaviors they've been taught about relationships, like the idea that cheating is in a man's nature or that all men cheat. So, leaving a cheating partner won't solve anything because the next one will do the same. We need to give more platforms to people who have a healthy perspective on relationships. I have a healthy perspective of relationships, please. I do not believe that all men cheat. My father is not a cheat. So no, I'm sorry, but I do not believe that all men cheat. I know a couple of men who are as faithful as the word itself to their wives. They don't even take a second blink at another woman. Those men exist. It's unfortunate that what we have, the narrative that we constantly drive in the society is, every man has to be like this. Every man is like this. So if you even find, they'll not even tell you, what should be important to you is if he provides for the family. So focus on the fact that he provides and that he comes home. He will always come home to you. They don't joke with their families. So anything else that he's doing outside, forget about it. It doesn't matter. Else, high BP will kill you. So the idea that cheating is in a man's nature or that all men cheat, that's the narrative that we have existing in our societies today. And then they tell you that leaving a cheating partner won't solve anything because the next person will do the same. So they will now ask you, is he a good man? There was this one time when I had to deal with this whole situation where, so somebody talked about her husband cheating. No, her boyfriend cheating and how she wanted to leave him and stuff, right? And her fellow women were asking her, at this point, based on advice, so at this point, my dear, you have to focus on what is important. You have to ask yourself certain questions that should give you, a headway. Is he a good man? Does he take care of you? Does he respect your family? Does he respect you? Does he respect your values? Or is he pushing you to become a better version of yourself? Does he support your goals? Is he family oriented? These are the things you should focus on. Forget about the cheating. That one is a given. All men cheat. It's a man's nature to cheat. It's in a man's nature to cheat. But if he cares for you, if he supports your goal, if he does this, if he does that, sister, marry him. There are no good men out there. What's it called now? There are no good men out there. All men cheat. You've gotten a better one if he provides for you, at least. Well, this is what the society pushes. That's the narrative that society pushes. But you tell me what you think tonight. First question. Do you think men should be forgiven if and when they cheat? As a man, you can come to me with the answer. You can personalize it. Would you like your partner to forgive you if you cheat, when you cheat? And if you would like your partner to forgive you if you cheat, would you like to also forgive your partner? Do you think you'll be able to forgive your partner if she cheats and comes clean to you about it? Do you think people deserve a second chance after cheating? Or would you say that, do you agree with the school of thought that, once that trust is broken, it can hardly be repaired, it can hardly be fixed? So, no, people should not be given a second chance, that a relationship should end on the premise of cheating. Do you support? Would you say that a relationship should end on the premise of cheating? That, if people cheat, that the relationship should end? Because if it doesn't end, that, problems would arise. There's going to be, the constant fear or worry. The partner who did not cheat will always worry about the other partner who cheated. 810-9510-951. 810-9510-951. 0810-951-0951. That's, you let me know what you think. Okay, let's get started with the calls now. I'm so sorry. Try calling me again. Yes. Hello, good morning. I'm so sorry. Try calling again. Let's do this one. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please. Good morning.
I hope I'm calling 95.1.
Yes, you are. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Tari. I'm calling from Ropoko.
You're welcome.
Yes, Madam Daddy, this particular topic you dropped today is a very good one. Valentine is very close. Yes, your life is some men are not cheaters. We have men that are capable, they know they are expert. A person like me. But life doesn't give us what we want. I was married for more than 12 years with 5 kids, beautiful, very happy. My wife was a stylist. My wife is a stylist, a very beautiful woman, happy. After 12 years in marriage, I have never cheated by the grace of God. But all of a sudden, when you talk about trust, that's why I came in. All of a sudden, she took her bag, she's going to do somebody's head. I was patient. Coming back, nothing. I don't know where she went. Character changed, everything. I tried my possible best, but nothing. When the trust is out, after the Bible says we should not trust, but because of love, we trust. But as I'm talking to you, I cannot call myself a cheater. I can even call myself a free man, because when you are not cheating on your partner, and your partner is not cheating on you, both of you are going very smooth. When cheating comes between both of you, something must go wrong. Either one person will not be respecting the other person the other way. I saw those days. I was receiving call. I tried my possible best. So at the end, today, now we are not together. My kids are with me, 5, everything, which will fall out of love. Valentine, 2011, was the first time she came to Port Harcourt. Valentine Day itself, that was my... Now, this Valentine, it's marking me almost, if I'm not making mistake, 14 years. My son is 13. After that, 2011, I married 2012, out of love. We trust each other, we are living our life. But when women change, Bible says we should not trust, but we trust because of love. And I hardly get anything until we break up.
So if she comes back, and begs for your forgiveness, would you give her a second chance?
I'm not interested in second chance. I will be straightforward to you, because that trust already you are talking about is out of my life, because Bible says we should not trust, but we trust on our own. I'm one person, I'm one victim of that trust. I was under depression because of the love and other things. So you told from what you told us on air, I was busy listening for more than 1 hour or more than 30 minutes. I mean to say, you say you give us time to talk. So I believe I will not disturb other listeners. This your topic today really touched me, and we are close to Valentine. Some people might die for love, some people might not die for love. Like me, I can't die for love because I almost died for love. God knows. A man that has spent more than 12 years in marriage without cheating. So I don't know if it is a provision. You talk about provision that even any woman that the man cannot provide can go easily go out. It's better to break the marriage than to go out, because that trust, a jealous person, instead of to kill each other, it's better to break up. You went out because your husband cannot provide, then you provide for the family. You should hide it now if you know both of you there is love. You don't need to explain that kind of thing to the man, except the man don't love you. No man want to share his wife with anybody. Even girlfriend, nobody want to share. Talk of wife. So my own opinion or my own addition, Madam Daddy, is to tell you that nothing like trust. Then any person that wants to forgive, if you know you are not capable to take care of a woman, you just need to leave. If you want to go for hookup, it's free. But if you know you want to keep wife, yes, you can take care of a woman. But if you cannot take care of a woman, the woman herself should break up the marriage before she go out. Because to me, trust, there's nothing like trust. It's just money.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, darling. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, my name is Charles.
You're welcome, Charles.
Yeah. Well, let me start my own chicken with you. I love you. I love the way you chico.
Very fake love.
Why you laugh? Anytime you don't talk one thing, if you shake table, you go come laugh. You did touch our liver. Don't worry.
Oh, that's the plan.
That's the plan. Oh, you see? You got all our shades falling. That's good. Okay, like what you said, love, trust. Let me start from the beginning. Was there ever trust from the beginning? There was an Adam and there was an Eve. But finally Adam received Eve back. Even after everything, even after Eve went to open her eye first, before she now came to tell Adam, Adam, come, what didn't tell us not be true. Lucifer told us the truth. He even got the man confused when the creator called him. Adam, where are you? He said, I am naked. Where are you? And I am naked, because he is related. So now coming to a relationship, you just have to, see, marriage is for a companionship. But if you cannot provide for your family, it's even worse. Most of these things push the women out to be able to fend, because you see, just like the mother cock, the mother hen. Yes, the mother hen. She wants to take care of her kids. You see, when the hawk comes to prey, the mother hen sits on her children and open her her wings to make them to broad, so that the hawk cannot steal from her. Then where do you see the cock then? Cock is never around. Cock is never around. So when you say cheating, men cheat. Cheating is just like sin. Cheating is not just when you go and sleep with a woman. If you look lustfully as a woman, you have cheated. So can we be contented? We cheat with our eyes. We cheat with our thoughts. You are not with the woman, but you see a woman with shaking big things going around you. You are driving your car, and you are looking left and right. Just having that thought in your heart is cheating also. So when men say, I've never cheated before, I look and I laugh. You've cheated. Women also cheat.
Of course.
Yes, they also cheat with their eyes. A woman might marry you because you have what she wants then. Maybe she's looking at financial security. She marries you. You might be a short man. And her ideal man might be a tall, lanky man. And when such persons come to her, she's aroused. Whether she likes it or not. She might not say it. She might enjoy it. But already, what has happened has happened. She has already had feelings for that person. So that is the cheating. But in all, we should be able to keep the partner we have, because the devil you know is better than the angel you've not seen.
So you advocate for second chances?
We should always give a second chance. Our Father in heaven gave us second chances. If we start breaking up, you break up with this one and go and pick up another one. That one might even be worse than the one you are living. You know the antecedents of this other person. Go with her and show her more love. Companionship maybe it might change some attributes in her. Thank you, dear. Take care.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Welcome, Moses.
Thank you. You see, everything in life is about choice. And people have standards. There are standards. Sin is a choice. Repentance is a choice. Like nobody talks, if you provide, no, it's a choice. You make the choice to go into cheat. You make the choice to repent. The door does not have a handle like a padlock, no. Rather, it has a code. When the code is right, it automatically opens. In other words, I do not owe you forgiveness. You do not owe me forgiveness. When your attitude, when your repentance, when your heart, when you have changed, it's automatic. The heart does not resist it. That is why you can break into the heart of a hardened person, a criminal. Somebody says that I cannot fall in love. When the factors are right, nobody can resist love. There is an observation I have. Should men be forgiven? Like I always say, I have a thing about gender. Should people be forgiven? That's anyway. It's your show. It's where you present a boy. I would rather say, should people be forgiven? See, the gender thing, we are almost there from what I've been seeing in recent times. We are almost there. The word is done. There are no two ways about it. The word is done and done. Just at the cliff. Well, would I expect forgiveness from my partner? Don't forgive me. You could not forgive me. Exactly.
Okay, but I did ask if you think people should be given second chances. And I narrowed it down to the first question for the men, because the society already says that it's in a man's nature to cheat. So men, it feels like men already have that in their favor. That is why I asked if men should be forgiven.
Yeah, the question of men are polygamous in nature. After I saw your post and I got an inspiration, I got a kind of message, and that will be a topic for another day. That is one of the reasons why we must not compare. Men are different and unique in their own way. Women are unique and different in their own way. When the devil starts playing these games, conflicts and clashes will happen, and we are seeing it in this society. It's happening. We keep wondering what is happening. We wouldn't understand it. You see, I am the kind of, like I mentioned, there are standards. Let everybody know that all of us, we have 2 legs, 2 hands, we eat trash, we are all equal. There are standards, people set standards for what the kind of life they want to live. For me, like I always say, yes, like I said this, I have, a level of standard of life I live. It's not whatever I do, whatever relationship, it's not always only me that take the decision. Just a few days ago, there is something I'm expecting. Even in finance and business, I just got a formula in the gym where I should invest. When I'm in a relationship, I get guided, I get, inspiration. This is happening, this thing is happening, this and that. And I respect the way I live my life that gives me that. When I compromise, it will go wrong. I think you heard from your first caller, I always say this. Marriage is an altar. When you compromise these things, people think that we can just do the things and just get away with it. You think, you heard from him, he was going fine until that altar got compromised. If go talking about it, I will waste a lot of time. But to answer straight to what you're saying, let's ask God is giving forgiveness.
Okay.
What is forgiveness? It's forgiveness about simply about when someone does something, you just have a memory loss. You don't think about it, you don't remember it. It's a gift for somebody, like you mentioned, for somebody to, amend their errors. It's a natural thing. That's what the price Jesus earned when he died. Give them a second chance. But then, who are you giving? Are you giving a second chance to somebody that is, is not willing to, has not realized they are wrong? He just dash it like that. Trust that we know it's meant to be end. It's not, you don't dash it, just because you just want the relationship to keep going. So for me, will I forgive? Well, I'm automatically there. I mentioned, I often say this, before I talk, I often say this, I hardly keep malice, but I maintain that distance between people. If the people I've dated before, I realize that after this, for how many years now they have slept and been with other people, I realize that they are different from the way they used to be. Even that I don't maintain communication, I can still go back with them. But like I tell you, from the first person I dated over decades ago, I don't maintain communication. In other words, if you change, I will forgive you, but then I have a standard. If you don't put that standard, we cannot move together. I don't know if you get it.
Okay, I think I do.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mom. Okay, messages should be sent to 0701 9339 962. 0701 9339 962. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Name and location, please.
Okay, my name is Charles, because not the other Charles that called you.
Your name is?
My name is Charles, but not the other Charles that called you.
Your voices are different. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm calling from Echo Food Fight.
Okay.
Actually, I want to start to say this. Something that moves me to call you because of somebody that said that it is the nature of man that every man used to cheat. Are you getting me?
No, please take that again. Somebody that did what?
He said that someone said that it is the nature of man that every man used to cheat.
That's the word on the street. That's what the society says.
Okay, but I have not heard it before. But anybody that said that is a criminal and the person has to be in jail. Yes.
So you don't think every man cheats?
Yes, a man of business. I am calling you now. I'm engaged. I don't cheat. Are you getting me?
Okay.
My eldest brother married at the age of 7 years. He married as a baby. Yes. My boss. Since my boss got married, he doesn't know what is called woman. He doesn't get woman for the second time. So how can someone come and tell me that it is a nature of man that every man cheats or all those things?
Okay.
Are you hearing me?
Okay.
So even me now, normally I'm working, there is a lot of girls, all those things. I play around with them, And some of them will say, the way this person used to play with us, laugh with us, it feels like he wants to tell us something. But there is nothing in my mind.
Okay.
Are you getting me? Are you getting me? So not everybody have that time. Anybody that say that kind of a thing, that person is just a common criminal.
Okay. All right. But I don't think it has anything to do with criminality, though, because it's not like it's a one-person thing. It's what we have been hearing for decades now. For as long as I can remember, the narrative has always been that men are polygamous in nature. I'm surprised you are saying you've never heard that men are polygamous in nature.
See, what I have heard that, like, so many people have, I'm working, so many girls don't have told me that, all girls is the same. Are you getting me? You know, and I told them it's not true, because the one that I'm with, you know, for example, it has nothing to do with men. Are you getting me?
Okay.
I have tested her left, right, front, and back. You know, so you see those people that doesn't allow their wife to touch their phone every time they have their phone, but they doesn't allow anybody to go close to their phone. They have something in common. And there are the people that say that all men is the same. But all men is not the same. Likewise, men.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That is what I want to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. Try calling me again. Meanwhile, messages should come in, please. 0701-9339-962. Keep it early, Let them come in quickly. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please name and location.
My name is Jude. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome.
Now, after the in a marriage now, the one thing that the woman that I claim to love, to like a marriage, that make me get angry, cheating on me. Like, I don't like hearing the words like when a woman cheats on me. But I can forgive her, like if I deeply love her, and if I deeply in love with her, I can forgive her. So now, and I also think that not all men are polygamous in nature. You can build yourself not to be polygamous in nature. You used to, some men can build themselves not to be polygamous in nature. So now that's what I think. I'm also feeling, and also I think that in a marriage now, when a man cheats in marriage, if the woman finds out that she cannot like forgive the man, or like anytime they have a relationship, reveal out all this, I think that it's better for her not to forgive the man, let go of the marriage.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please, good morning. Yes, name and location, please. Oh, I cannot hear you clearly.
I'm Favor.
Favor?
Yeah.
Okay, Favor, where are you calling from?
Yeah, but I wanted to have it.
Oh, I cannot hear you clearly, Favor. Can you send in a text instead? Favor, try sending in a message, please. Okay, send a message to 0701 9339 962. Okay, send in a message if you can't put a call across. Oh, I'm so sorry. Try calling again. Okay, message portal is open 0701 9339 962. You can do a regular text message. You can do a WhatsApp message as well. Okay, and then for calls, it's 0817 0000 951 and 0810 9510 Today95.1fm. Okay, so let me have more calls, and of course, your messages are there for you. I see your messages coming in. Yeah, keep it coming. The earlier the better, please. The earlier the better, because man, I had a tiring day. I had an exhausting day, and I'm thinking of running away. I'm thinking of running away from you people to go and sleep. Okay. But I did for you, nothing spoil, nothing spoil. All right, I'm still in the business of taking calls. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please. Good morning.
Good morning, presenter.
It's Amaka. Good morning to you. I'm okay. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Faith.
You're welcome, Faith.
Thank you. So let me contribute a little to our discussion this morning. I want every man or woman to cast their mind back to what happened in the Bible. I'm going biblical. David was a man of had so many wives and so many concubines.
David, Abi Solomon.
Sorry, yes? I mean David, sorry.
David or Solomon?
David.
Okay.
Then, but it was David, not Solomon. Then, but after then, God then called him a man after his own heart. So actually, let me ask, why must God call him a man after all he has been doing? So people should be careful and know some kind of words that we do. Because when they say men are polygamy in nature, it's true. But this thing doesn't start today. It was seen before we born.
David's case was different, though.
But only that the advice I can give to people, like if you find yourself in such a situation, it should not be a priority. Because some women, like some men, they are good. They can take good care of their houses, make sure things are okay, then they go outside and touch it. But that should not bring a broken down of the family.
Okay, so if you
men be careful. It should not be a priority to them that men are polygamy and they will be going out and they doing anyhow.
Okay.
But that is their nature.
Okay, so their nature.
Not everybody will do that.
So do you? So let me ask you now. Yeah, is this something you would do? What? If you do it, right? Do you expect your partner to forgive you? Because men are polygamous in nature.
Yes, your partner being the woman, in the house, we find a way in her heart to forgive the man.
Okay.
If she did not, that means it will terminate
the marriage.
Yeah, marriage this thing.
Okay. So if
someone advises them that why must your husband do it, don't allow him to be guilty. Both of them, their husband are doing, they are keeping quiet.
Okay, so let me now ask you, if your wife cheats, would you forgive her?
If my wife cheats,
since you said she should find a place in her heart to forgive you, right?
Let me answer this question first. If my wife cheats, it is in Bible that if your wife cheats, send her away from the house. If you cannot go with, yes. So if my wife cheats, I will send her away. Yes, if my wife cheats, I will send her away.
Oh my God, it's the irony for me. But okay, do you also know that the Bible states that the only ground for divorce in the Bible is adultery, and you cheating on your wife is adultery. So your wife also has the prerogative to divorce you if you cheat on her. Did you see that part in the Bible?
Bible did not spell it out.
Bible did not spell what out?
Bible did not spell it out.
Bible did not say that a man can cheat. Bible did not say that a man can cheat. Bible stated that adultery is the common ground for divorce.
I don't know whether you get me right.
Please,
if you
help me get you right.
If you are a woman and you want your home to be steady, not shaky, to be unshakable. If your husband is doing, if you find yourself in such situation that your husband is someone who cheat a little, at least for the fact that he is taking good care of the house, Well, let me tell you, there are things that a man do that gives him excess joy. If you allow, like your husband is someone who like some men like drinking, some like smoking, some like womanize. But any man that does not drink, does not cheat, does not smoke, fear that kind of person. That man.
Fear what? There's nothing to fear.
Any man that
there is nothing to fear. Absolutely nothing.
I know what I'm saying.
I also know what I am saying.
Man.
I'm so it's like your airtime has finished though. But I know what I'm saying. There's nothing to fear. It's a double standards for me. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. When you finish laughing, tell me your name. You just called me to laugh. It's a double standard for me. He said the Bible did not say that women should cheat. No, the Bible did not say anybody should cheat. I was going to be answer when you made reference to David, and I asked, was it David or Solomon? Because Solomon is the one we know who took many wives and concubines, and he lost God's favor. He lost God's favor. He did. Solomon lost God's favor after the many wives and concubines that he took, because most of them are not even servants of God. And at the time, right, they were allowed more than one wife because of certain issues, certain things that they had to deal with. Remember that it was even... Hey, please, let me just take calls, because if I go into the Bible with you people, we'll sleep here. But it's like I need to touch some things. Hello.
Ami.
Sir, good morning.
Once again. Yeah.
Keep it brief, please, so I can talk to other people.
I'm wearing a brief. Yeah, I'll keep it brief.
Wahala day.
Yeah, so let's digress. This is Charles from Eleka here. I spoke earlier. Let me be precise about the location so that we will not have many Charles on radio.
Okay.
Now, it was actually Solomon, you said, but David, why he fell out of God's favor initially was he lost after
somebody else's wife. Yes, why? I was coming to Uriah's story.
Say pastors sometimes they read the Bible upside down.
Well, I don't understand that one.
No. I say they tell us everything did their head. But the thing is, when he did, and why did he even do that? It was the woman that prompted him.
How?
Yes. She knows where he always stays, on his balcony.
It was no. Wait. Let me and you not have issues. How are you blaming a woman who was in her quarters having her bath? You cannot say that she tried to seduce him. She was having her bath. She was in her home.
In an open place.
She was not in an open place. That was her home. You know, the kind of toilets, what they had then is different from what we have now. Their homes were built differently. I hope you understand that.
I'll go back and read that Bible again.
Go back and read it, please, my darling.
Then, they don't come and sleep me. I go sleep well today. Now, if I'm a practical man. Yes, I cheat. My wife forgives me. But while getting married, I told her something. Now, do you know that we quarrel? But before the morning comes, we have settled this quarrel. We have children. But I gave her a standard. Babe, we know they call each other by a petty name. Why did I do that? Because when growing up, I now saw men and women. Only I said, honey, Nkem, Obim. But when there's a quarrel, Papa Nkechi, stop, Pamo, you go end them. All those kind of things. Yeah, you now know that the honey has gone far. Now I told my wife, call me by my name, I call you by my name. I call you by your name. Then if peradventure you do something wrong, because I might not be there for you all the days of your life. Like, there was a time I traveled and I left her for like 3 years.
Okay, keep it brief, please.
Okay. Before that, the standard I gave her was, if you do something wrong, do not let me hear it from another person. Tell me yourself. I'll be able to take it in and be able to protect you. Maybe, women will always come, okay? When you know the, I cannot tell you, but I go do now. Your wife didn't go. I'll say, it's no concern, you leave her, my wife.
Okay, so what's the point?
The point is, if you do something wrong as a wife, maybe
tell your husband.
Tell your husband. You'll be able to protect you. Thank you. If you do something wrong as a husband, to tell your wife. Maybe she will understand. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. So I'm going to do the clearing up that I have to do, because please, this is doing me, is shaking my body. Yes. So David, please, Uriah's, what's her name again? Bathsheba. She was just a woman who was on her own having her bath, and then King David went to go and see her how he saw her, and David lost God's favor. He did lose God's favor, but before that time, he had done a lot of things to please God, and God is not like humans, yeah, and that's why. Remember that David was, when Samuel went to meet David to tell him, look, God is mad at you. God is angry at what you had done. David was sorry for what he had done, and God forgave him. David, right, was the next king who was handpicked by God after Saul. David was handpicked by God after Saul. When Samuel went to the house of Jesse, his father, Jesse went to go and bring the other sons, because he was thinking that, it was by looks, David was the last, the smallest. He was handpicked by God to be king of Israel. So, and then the things that he did after that time, he had a special place in God's heart, right? And that's why the Bible refers to him as a man agreeable to God's heart. A man after God's own heart. But David sinned. He was a very imperfect human. He sinned. There were times when he sinned. He did things that he should not have done. And after acknowledging his mistakes, God forgave him. Right? So that's the situation with David, please. If you're saying that it's men are polygamous in nature, and the man who said that if his wife cheats, what did you even say again, Seth? That the wife should have it in her mind, find a place in her heart to forgive him. But I think you were saying that your wife cannot cheat on you for you to forgive. That the Bible says you should send her packing. I now asked you the part of the Bible, New Testament precisely, the part of the Bible that says the adultery is the only ground for divorce that the Bible recognizes if you are a Christian. And if you sleep with somebody who is somebody outside your marriage mate, that one is adultery now. So it also means that your wife can divorce you if you go and cheat on her. If she chooses not to forgive you, she can get a divorce, and she is well on her rights. Hell, wahala no plus like this. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, please. Name and location.
Never mind.
Never mind, welcome.
Yeah. It's like a story of David, Solomon, and there about yours illustrated. I want to clarify a point there. David sinned actually, and God forgave him, but the consequences of his sin,
he did not escape. Exactly.
Yes, he lived with this consequence. So anybody who make reference to the scenario incident or the case of David should also ensure that she should live with the consequence of whatever is or the outcome of whatever sin is she committed. But in the area of adultery, as rightly said, if you caught your wife in adultery, you have the right to either forgive her or to keep her. But for the woman, it is also her right if she can forgive you or quit the marriage. It's vice versa. So I think before you get into marriage, you should agree on these terms, whether you will permit it or to disallow it. But even in a relationship in courtship, sometimes you permit your girlfriend or your spouse to live whatever life they deserve to live. Like I am. If
I am in a relationship. If we are just playing game, I can allow you to do anything. But if it is a serious relationship, I tell you, don't do anything after me. And if you are caught, I can let you go. The problem we're having is maybe they lie too much. They are insincere. They don't tell the truth.
You say ladies lie too much.
Yes.
Ladies.
95.
Or are you saying human beings lie?
I don't know if it is a nature of human being, but ladies, I know 95% of ladies can't tell the truth.
Okay, ladies will tell you that number is applicable where the men are concerned. So to be safe and to be fair, you can say that people lie. It's not limited to one gender, not at all.
All right, point of correction there, noted. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your thoughts and the facts where you thank you for bringing out that part where David had to even pay. David suffered the consequences of his actions. Yes, he did. What he did with Uriah's wife and even going as far as killing Uriah, he suffered the consequences. Shebia Absalom wanted to kill him. His own son wanted to kill him. He suffered the consequences. Let's even remember that part. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, please. Name and location.
My name is Emmanuel and I look calling from Abba.
You're welcome, Emmanuel.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to know.
Based on the topic you raised tonight about cheating and forgiveness and the consequences, I don't know whether you are hearing me.
Of course.
I may say that I am one of the victims. You understand?
Okay. You got cheated on?
Yeah. I may say that I am the victim of that cheating. You understand? Based on my wife. Not only that, my conscience has been troubling me all my.
No, hold on. Sorry. Let me understand this. You said you are a victim of cheating.
Yeah.
So is it that you got cheated on? Your wife cheated on you?
Yeah, I was prepared to cheat on my wife.
Okay, you cheated on her first.
Yeah.
And then she went to go and do you back.
Not only that, yes,
she found out you cheated on her, and then she went to cheat as well.
For sure.
Okay.
And,
how do you feel about it?
I feel so guilty on it, and that makes my home dry up for me. And I am trying to let people know that why something that can destroy your family in the future. Maybe that time you are doing, may think you are trying to faster, or you are trying to, I don't know that this qualify, but not that you are faster. This thing, the limit can catch up on you later. I don't know whether you understand it.
I understand you.
I am the victim. Actually, when I got married, I cheated with my
your what?
My wife, a younger one.
You did not even go away from the family.
That is what I'm trying to tell you. That I am the victim of this now. That time you are doing it, they think you are playing white, but later
you reap the repercussions.
No.
Okay.
And not knowing that later, you understand, which is, and I don't know that. I thought that still between me and her, based on the way you understand. not knowing later she led and when the guy discovered that, or when she heard it from her, she still acting up but her character changed to the extent of she started that we are no longer that understand that joy.
All right. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you.
When you people, when somebody is doing it, trying to play fast at that moment, no. Don't even think you are fast, or you want to be wiser, but the image can come later.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And what's the advice that I mean, how you can advise people to move on? Because in them, my room has everybody.
You have kids? Do you have children?
Yeah, we do. 3.
Okay. Well, at this point, it depends on how far gone your wife is with the cheating. Is she still sleeping with other men, or has she stopped? Was it a one-time thing she did because she wanted to get back at you?
No, we are no longer together. I can't even say.
Okay, you got a divorce. The marriage ended.
No, everybody went away.
And that's what I'm asking. Are you separated?
Yeah, we just separated.
Okay.
Not by divorce or
okay.
by
You are just separated. And do you want her back? Do you want to continue your marriage?
Yeah, I take care of my kids. I open store for her to take care of my kids and the other. You understand? Like Christmas, can come home together. Like this Christmas now, she can bring the children to my compound, to my house. We will be there together, everybody.
But you are separated. Okay. I think you just have to take it one step at a time. Let her know how sorry you are, and tell her you are interested in getting your marriage back on track. And you might want to see a therapist. We have marriage therapists, okay? You can check on Google, look for a therapist around you. Marriage counselors, right? They exist and they are good. So don't say that you cannot go and tell a stranger about it or something. If you want your marriage back, first off, discuss it with your wife, okay? If you want her back, let her know. Tell her that you are sorry. Let her know how sorry you are for what you did. Let her know that you are willing to put everything behind you. And then see a therapist. Both of you need to see a marriage counselor. Okay? See a marriage counselor. Thank you so much.
I haven't even told her for one day, and she haven't even asked me, but I know that is the...
Now you will need to tell her. You would need to talk. So go ahead and have that conversation with her.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. So... these are the issues, some of the issues that people deal with. Let me quickly take this call. Our time is fast spent. Hello, good morning. I cannot hear anything from your end, though. Okay, we'll try calling again. Meanwhile, let me quickly do this message. It says, "Good morning, I'm Dara by name. To me, I don't think cheating is in every man's life. Likewise, me. Dear, cheating is not my thing. If I love you, I keep everything plain. Nothing to cheat about." Okay, no problem. Let's see. Another message here. It says, "I am Mr. Walter from PH. If my wife cheats on me, I will not give her a second chance. I will divorce her." Okay, Mr. Walter, I hope that if you cheat on your wife, you also do not expect that she gives you a second chance. I hope you will not be surprised when she divorces you. Hello, good morning.
Please let me take 45 seconds.
30 seconds. I have to. Oh no, Moses. 30 seconds. I'm counting.
You've just taken 15 seconds. I wouldn't dwell on the topic. It's the man that called that I want to address. You see, he mentioned lastly that he hasn't talked to her, and that is where the problem is. I wanted to ask, for how long? Because how long really matters. And like you said, I mean, it depends how far the woman has moved on. But one thing where I want to differ, therapists work. I always say that, the time to invite the third party is when there is no communication. The woman has been waiting for him to talk. He hasn't talked. But for me, somebody like me, you do not bring demigod, somebody close to, okay, let me not commit blasphemy. You don't bring somebody to come and counsel me when you have not changed your attitude. I will hate you and the person. Come and talk to me and let me see you change in your attitude first. So what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter you bring my father or somebody, my pastor. It's your attitude that will make me determine whether you are to be forgiven or not. I don't know if you get that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, I did say that since he said he hasn't spoken to her, right? I said this is the time to talk. I mentioned it. I said this is the time to talk. So she should go ahead and have that conversation with her, talk to her, and take it up from there. Plus, you would need to talk to somebody. Therapists are not demigods, right? They're not all that. They are just there to help you figure out certain things that you might not even put in place. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please. Name and location.
Yeah, my name is Ade. I'm calling from Umudumaya.
You're welcome. Briefly, please.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on the previous caller, but let me just air my views straight to the point. Okay, the man said he was a victim, but I don't think he's a victim. He committed something.
Yeah, he is not a victim. Like, that's what I made. I tried to understand.
He committed. So that's the point. So my own opinion, if my partner can forgive me if I cheated on her or if she cheated on me, I would say it depends on the ground of the cheating. Because for me, my understanding, cheating has grounds. There are some grounds for cheating. Are you hearing me?
Okay.
Okay. If the reason why she cheated on me, maybe it's because of my deficiency, as in maybe I caused it, that's when I can forgive and forget. But if it's out of love, as in she has a loss or something like that, so that's a no-no for me.
All right.
That should be gone.
Okay.
So that's my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to mention that part because I was just overtaken by events. And that, no, but I did ask him. I said because he kept on saying he was a victim. And I said, you are not a victim. You started it. And then he simply went ahead to revenge, based on this was what happened. Hello, good morning. Amen.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You have such a short time.
Yes. For me, I just want to say, love covers the multiple things. Understand? So you already know where I'm going to. Love covers multiple things. First, there is love. When there is love, when love leads you, the head towards the right path. That's just what I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping it brief. Okay, so at the end of the day, right? The golden rule is do unto others as you would like them to do to you. It's how I've said it here before that while men cheat carefully, women cheat wickedly. Look at the situation of things now. You can, use the example of the caller who said, look at what he's facing. He wants his marriage back, but his wife is already living in her own world, doing her thing. And these things happen. I think that largely we've gone past the era where women will sit pretty. We still have women who do it all. They sit pretty, they sit through it all because the society says that a woman should do everything she has to do to ensure that her home is up and running. So she has to stomach years of infidelity from her man. Sometimes a man who doesn't even provide. I gave you gist of how my hairstylist told me this gist about somebody whose husband doesn't provide. And it's the reason why the woman is sleeping around, right? But I mentioned that my hairstylist, as a woman, did not even try to understand the reason why the reason for this woman's action. Instead, she kept on. The first thing she was saying was, why would this woman be sleeping around? And she knows, my hairstylist knows that this woman is sleeping around because she's trying to provide for her house, for her children. But for my hairstylist and a lot of other people out there who knows about this woman's sexcapades, it's not enough reason. Nobody is blaming the man for his inability to provide for his family. They are blaming his wife instead for sleeping around to be able to provide for the family. This is the way the society is wired. We know these things. It's not like it's a welcome development, but we know these things and these things are in existence. I'm going to say that ultimately, do unto others as you want to do to them. It is not every woman that will tolerate cheating. What you know you cannot tolerate as a man, make sure that you do not do it to the woman that you are married to. You could think that, oh, you are married to a meek woman, she's calm, she's not going to do this, she's not going to do that. And you do something wrong, one step, and she will give you the shocker of a lifetime. Women let go when they are done, right? When a woman is done, when she has gotten to that breaking point, we have this thing where we've been told that we have to make sure that our homes stand still no matter what. That is the way the conventional Nigerian girl child is raised. So I grew up with the mentality that I have to make sure that my home succeeds irrespective of what happens. So I have to swallow infidelity. I have to swallow whatever, terrible thing my husband throws at me. That is what the society says. But fortunately, a lot of women are moving past that. And it should not even come as a surprise to you. So if you want to justify your actions, that you can do this because the society applauds it or because the society gives you a leverage to do it, just know. I have said it here before, I keep on saying it. No gender has monopoly of cheating. No gender has monopoly of lying. That's the truth of the matter. Women cheat wickedly because when a woman cheats, it is because she is done. For women, sex is more emotional than it is physical. A man can have sex with a woman today and the next day he doesn't remember her name. But a woman, before she would have sex with a man, it must be a man who she already has feelings for, except a woman who is, working for money, or a woman who, like this caller's wife, is seeking vengeance for what was done to her by a man she swore forever to. These things happen. All in all, I'm going to say that, please, let's just be careful. Let's do things right. Let's love the people that we claim that we love. Let's love them right. Treat them well. If you expect people to be good to you, how about you extend the olive branch? Be good to them as well. Because this life no hard. I feel like we just go ahead to complicate things in a lot of ways. I'll play you a song. It's titled Miles Away. It's by Charlie Deep. My favorite song by Charlie Deep, by the way. So enjoy it. Let's use the song to step down all the tension and all the hotness. It's Wednesday. We'll have another conversation. I did for you. We're going to do more hotness here and there because, I bring the fire. I'm the Amaka of Port Harcourt anyway. So if I don't bring fire, waiting again now. Beautiful people, enjoy the rest of your day. Have yourselves a pleasant night rest. Good morning.
Cause me I know say they want me money. When me not give them be acting funny, acting canny, eh. A lot of girls them are running from me. And me I know say they want me money. When me not give them be acting funny. Emergency, girl, emergency. If you leave me now emergency. Only you be crown as emergency. Surrender me heart, this is amnesty. Emergency, girl, emergency. If you leave me now emergency. Only you be crown as emergency. Surrender me heart, this is amnesty. Oh no, girl, you got me control. We could take it fast or slow. Whenever you leave, it's so cold. I'm so cold. Oh no, girl, you got me console. We could take it fast or slow. Whenever you leave, it's so cold, I'm so cold. Far away, miles away. Me and you go there. Me and you forever, ever. Far away, miles away. Me and you go there. Me and you forever, ever. Far away, miles away. Me and you go there. Me and you forever, ever. Emergency, an emergency. If you leave me in an emergency, only you make crown as emergency. Surrender me heart, this is amnesty. This is true, girl, I'm into you. Everything I give in full. If you calm down, make a reason you. So make I tell you what I want. And if I tell you, baby, make you understand. I know you want a better man. And your friends say you not be fine to love in a Arab man. Far away, miles away. Me and you go there. Me and you forever, ever. Far away, miles away. Me and you go there. Me and you forever, ever. Like the girls them are running from me, 'cause me I know say they want me money. When me not give them be acting funny, acting funny, acting funny. Yeah. Like the girls them are running from me, 'cause me I know say they want me money. When me not give them be acting funny, acting funny, acting funny. Yeah.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.